Hello and welcome to another episode of 5-Minute Dissertation Diaries. My name is Marty Scholes and today is February 15th, Sunday, 2022. It's early in the afternoon, about 2 o'clock right now, and I'm recording this early for a couple of reasons. Number one, we have the Super Bowl later today, and I'll be spending it with my sons instead of worrying about school. But number two, I have a medical procedure tomorrow that requires me not to eat. I suffer from low blood sugar, and already it's taking a toll on me. I'm having trouble focusing. I'll be very unpleasant here later. I'm trying to stay caught up by drinking clear protein, I guess, sort of. So that's why this is a little early. Let me tell you what I got done this week. On Monday, I cleared months of emails in my GCU account. I attended a Zoom meeting with my dissertation chair, and I added a critical appraisal code section to MAXQDA. You may recall I'm trying to work with MAXQDA. That's the qualitative analysis software for my literature review. Even though my literature review is done, I'm sure I'll need to do some tweaking. It's the best way to get it in there. And I want to understand the technology and the technique as much as possible for when I have to go in and start coding for my study. I also studied open and axial coding. A little epiphany I had is that open and axial coding, that's just creating an ordered tree of organization. And if you know anything about data structures and algorithms, an ordered tree is fairly straightforward. But here in academic research land, we use a lot of exotic things to talk about this. And it's either a height 2 or height 3 tree, depending on what you call the leaf nodes. If the leaf nodes are a reference to the snippet from the content, then it's a height 2 tree. If the leaf nodes are the content themselves, then it's a height 3. Let's suppose the leaf nodes on this tree are the snippets of the content, a quote, a piece, a citation out of research. If that's the case, then you've got 3 layers to your tree. Well, you've got 4 if you count the root node, but you ignore the root node. The leaf nodes, they are the content. Right above the leaf nodes, that's level 0. Level 1, right above the content, those are your open codes, right? And what are open codes? Open codes are something that tries to be a meta category for the content, something that makes the content snippet that's common across there. It's where you do a little synthesis. And then above that, so this would be the grandparent of the leaf node. Up above that, you have the axial code. And the axial code is just a meta code that collects the leaf, the underlying parent nodes codes. Well, this is getting complex fast. I should probably draw a picture. But the point is, this is not very complex. They make it sound complex, but this is a height 2 or height 3 tree, depending on how you look at it. At the very bottom, you have the content snippet that you grabbed out of your interview, your literature, article, whatever. Right above that, you have some codes, and all those codes they're open codes that tie together the content. So you have 3 or 4 pieces of content that all say something in common. That's your code at the lowest level above the content. And right above that, you have the axial code. And the axial code ties together multiple codes. It's a meta code. That's all it is, as far as I can tell. And above that, you have the root node, which you don't care about. It was a big epiphany for me. I was like, this makes sense now. Personally, I would probably try to dig it to further levels, but apparently in grounded theory analysis and in any sort of qualitative analysis, you really only have 2 layers of codes. So at the top you have the root, at the bottom you have the leaves, and the leaf nodes contain the content or a reference to the content. And anything above that is just the open code and then axial code. And the open code is the first layer collapse, and the axial code's the next layer collapse. And that's it. You're done. That was Monday. Tuesday, I researched on how to link documents in MAXQDA, trying to get that figured out. Reviewed feedback from my dissertation chair. I got that. That was good. Did I say I met with my dissertation chair? I think I did. Yeah, on Monday I met with my dissertation chair. On Tuesday, and I cleaned up the introduction to the literature review section. I cleaned up identification of the problem space section. I cleaned up review of the literature section. I cleaned up The purpose statement, I tried to bring some alignment there. I added and causes to the terms there. I cleaned up the Chapter 3 introduction. I cleaned up Chapter 3 purpose of the study section. I cleaned up the rationale for research design section. I cleaned up the qualitative sample size section. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, I attended the IRB office hours. I'm trying to figure out what I need to get approval for a closed online community as a site. And they said all I need, well, it looks like, based on what I've seen, just an email or message from the site for authorization. Apparently standard length is 1 year. I went to office hours, tried to get in there, but too many people in front of me and they wouldn't get to me in time. I did write them after that, and I received a document that explains how to handle whole social media site authorization. Looks like I'll be fine. I outlined the site selection portion of the sampling strategy section, which is what I've been working on since. I wrote part of the site selection portion. I updated the ISP, and I posted my LDP entry. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I wrote part of the site selection portion, sampling strategy, talking about the second site hunt. I did the first site hunt on Wednesday. Thursday, I did the part on the second site hunt. I wrote the part on the sampling strategy for the informed consent and site authorization changes that are necessary for online communities, which is where I'll be playing. Friday was my girlfriend's birthday celebration, so I worked all day and then went with her for that. Saturday, which was yesterday, I wrote part of site selection portion, sampling strategy, the site selection conclusion, and then I wrote the introduction, and then I located and read an article on the sampling strategy, and then I reworked the recruitment process diagram. Today I wrote the sampling strategy description and wrote the sampling strategy describing the process. So really, I think I'm done with that whole population sample strategy selection section. I think I'm done. So that's good. We'll call that a day. Hope you're doing well, wherever you are, whenever you are. Take care.